Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea and today I would like to share with you more of the information I've received from a 25th dimension. During my last BQH session, I'll be reading from a transcript of the session, and when I refer to Lorrayne, I'm speaking of my practitioner who's asking me questions I've prepared in advance of the session, unless she says otherwise, because sometimes we do get questions from you guys that I make sure to answer, and I'm always pleased with your questions. They're always good questions, so I hope you keep those coming. And when I refer to me, I'm referring to myself under hypnosis, which means that the answers are coming from the 25th dimension. So I'm going to start reading here, but before I do, I would like to thank you, as always, for subscribing, liking, and commenting on this video. So here we go. Lorrayne. All right, Claire is asking, is muscle testing foolproof? Or is it subject to filtering by our conscious self or even our higher self based on our intended life experience, like other divination tools, such as pendulums, tarot cards, etc.? The reason I wanted to know the answer to this question is because we have recently, Lorraine and I, done a muscle testing session. I will actually link that video down in the box below. If you haven't checked it out, I thought it was super interesting and it was another way of looking at this information. And so this is why I wanted to know, is muscle testing foolproof? Me, laughing, they were laughing here. So nothing is foolproof. If Claire wanted to believe in ascension, it doesn't matter that we are telling her what's going on. She would say, no, that can't be right. There's got to be ascension. I got to improve myself. I mean, nothing is foolproof, you know. We're so good at fooling ourselves, and we're laughing. The whole point of being in this reality is that we want to pretend that we're limited, that we're separate. We play the fools, don't we? This is the exact opposite of who we are. So yeah, nothing is foolproof. If you have an agenda, if you set yourself up for a certain path, doesn't matter what methodology you use, what information you come across. This is you filtering it based on, not so much because you want to fool others necessarily, you might actually believe in the information, but it's just that that's what you want to allow yourself to believe and no more. You don't want to go outside of that. We know this. A lot of people in New Age spirituality want to believe in certain things. It doesn't matter what they run into. There are people out there that know about the 25th dimension, but they will never say anything like that, because it's not so much that they don't want to say it to others, but they don't even want to allow for that to be the truth, because it means that everything they've lived up to now, they would have to have another dark night of the soul. Maybe it's not even the first one. They're like, oh goodness, what's going on? But again, it's a choice, right? It's not like they don't have to know about the 25th dimension. And so it's a choice. If you set yourself up to want to stay in the game, believe fully in the game, and your awakening means that now you believe in ascension as opposed to believing in the Bible, it's fine. That's good enough. And even believing in the Bible is good enough. That's the thing. It's whatever you want to do is what you do. So you don't have to believe anything. You're not wrong for believing in the Bible. You're not wrong for believing in heaven and hell or whatever it is. It's what you want to believe in. So if this person, or say a person that believes in something different, uses muscle testing, you're going to get very different results from you using muscle testing, because at the end of the day, you are not going to allow anything that crashes your view of reality unless you set yourself up for that to be your awakening moment. And by awakening, we mean that you realize there's something more, whatever that more is for you. Maybe for someone who believes in heaven and hell, more means that they become atheists. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it looks like for you. Basically, something different from what you believe right now is going to be an awakening for you. People were taking this thing, when they realize that this thing is shit, and I love when they use very clear, direct messaging. So when they realize that this thing is, they're going to have an awakening. That's an awakening. And so that's all there is. So of course, muscle testing is just a tool. So it can be used to confirm your reality, or to start having you ask questions if you were at the point where your higher self wanted you to start questioning your reality. That's it. Lorrayne, that's exactly how I believed about it myself, which is why I put in a tremendous amount of effort to be as clean and clear as possible. However, I'm still dealing with myself in 3D. And what she's referring to is the fact that we all have biases. Now, the only thing you can do, and that's why 25th always asks about the intention, always talks about intention and the question, not so much the answer. So the only thing you can do is to, yes, clear yourself, but also be in the intention of being clear, being a clear channel. And many of us don't want to do this. And again, there is no judgment. Each one of us is wanting a different life path. And we are going along by basically discarding and disregarding everything that does not match the experience we want to have. This is what we do here. Me. So again, she's making this comment about I'm still dealing with myself in 3D. Me. We are human here. You do a great job of being aware. This is all we can do. Being aware of the fact that you also might be subject to biases, which we all are here because we want to be. And that's the difference. We keep saying this. It is not about the answer. It's about the questions. When you question yourself and you're making an attempt to be neutral, that goes a long way because your intention will create your reality. It does every single time. The people who are still convinced that they have the answers, those are the people who are really not asking the questions, and they're the people stuck in their reality. Even Clea, having connected with us so many times, really all the time, she connects all the time, she consciously gets answers from us all the time, she's always questioning, always asking for confirmation, always playing devil's advocate, because it's the moment you stop asking questions that you become, and we'll use quote unquote the word victim. You become a victim to your own delusions. You start thinking that you cannot misinterpret anything. But here's the thing, we are still within the matrix. Even on New Earth, with the consciousness that we will have, we will still be subject to our personal instincts, to our personal lessons that we learn in our lives. We will still be falling for things until we fully understand. And it might take some of us a very long time to understand. That's what we're trying to say. It's normal. This is the game we want to play. We don't want to be our highest self that knows everything. Otherwise, where's the fun of that? We wouldn't even have created the matrix. Lorrayne, so true. Okay, can we heal NPCs? There's a name here, I will just call him George. He's a friend and he's an excellent person, but he wanted to know this question. He wanted to know what was happening, considering that a lot of essences are gone. He was saying, I'm still connecting with people when I do energetic healings on them. So I figured I would ask this question, can we heal NPCs? So George thinks he's connecting to the spirit of the people who are going to see him as he does Reiki on them. But there are very few essences left. Is he only seeing people who still have an essence? Or is he connecting to their essence, which is now elsewhere? Or to his own essence, which is connected with the all? Or is he just seeing what he wants to see? Can we heal NPCs? Me. So can we heal NPCs? So NPCs, we already explained, NPCs are just going along with their lives. They don't change. They don't have awakenings. And we're laughing here because they love how much we love to have awakenings. They just go along. They follow the energy. In that case, they truly are subject to the energy, to the intention set up by the essences. Normally, it's their essence. But of course, if they're NPCs, it's somebody else's essence. Meaning that in this case, we're setting up the stage for the entire planet. Right now, as light workers, because there's mostly us left. Of course, that's why things are snowballing and things are changing, because NPCs can only follow along. They don't make decisions. They don't even put up resistance in that sense, like they have different agendas or conflicting agendas with ours. So really, it's just us in that sense, or mostly us. It's not just us. So can we heal NPCs? In certain ways, yes. What you do is you change the energy around the NPC, and the NPC will follow along. So you can, for example, when we recall these things, say that we were to stay here another decade and it was all NPCs. That's not available for the NPCs to take themselves out anymore. Now, again, the essence is gone and an NPC would not take itself out. But an NPC will follow along. So if a doctor or the government or the first person on the sidewalk tells them, you need to get a thing, one of these, it's really good for you, they will go and do it. There will be no second thought about it. Because again, they don't really make decisions or anything like that. They just think, oh, okay. They don't think of anything. They don't go into depth with anything. So in that sense, they would go and they would die probably, you know, because again, it's very negative for the body. And the essence is not there to say, no, I do not want that experience. Yeah, sure. Let's take it to see how it feels, but I don't want anything bad to happen to the body. The essence is not there to protect them anymore. If they do something stupid, guess what? There's going to be consequences. By the way, this is happening right now as we speak. There was somebody in the group, I believe it was Holly. She was saying something very weird is happening in Australia. There are people jumping off cliffs or falling off cliffs, falling off bridges. Yeah, the essence is not there to stop them anymore and say, this is not good. I mean, as an essence, you could have thrown yourself from the 8th floor of a building. And if the essence had said, no, but you're not going to die, you're just going to break a leg and learn not to jump off the 8th floor, that would have been possible. Now, if somebody jumps off the 8th floor, guess what? It's probably going to crash to death, okay? And that's what's happening. So this is very much happening in real life. The NPCs are not capable of saving themselves. They seem very, the way that you can think about it is they're very subject to what we would consider outside reality. Again, the outside reality is set up by the people with essences. In this case, we're setting up for things to actually get better. And so that's the energy that's happening. So when George sees somebody who might be an NPC, and just because it's an NPC doesn't mean NPCs only have to do negative things. An NPC might continue the life that he had with the essence before. Maybe the essence was used to go into energy healings or was used to go into the chiropractor or whatever it is. They'll continue doing that. Nothing is going to change. They normally just go along and continue doing what they were doing before. And so you might be healing NPCs in terms of, especially in George's case, he's sending them certain types of energy, and therefore the NPC might have a benefit from it. Absolutely. Now, is George only seeing people with essences? No, we already said there aren't that many left. In fact, he might not even be seeing any. I mean, they're telling me he's seeing a handful that actually have essences in them. And so what is he connected to when he thinks that he's connecting with their energy? He's really connecting, because we are all one, he's not connecting with the highest self of the person. We want to phrase this properly so we are not misunderstood. When he connects with energy of any kind, with a higher self of any kind, even in the past, when he thought he was connected with the higher self of the person, what is he connecting with? We are all one. Our higher selves are all one. What is he doing? He's going inside and connecting with his own higher self. And then his higher self, of course, is one with everything, is one with all. We are all one. So the entire time, he was really connecting with the energy, with source, with us, with the one, with his higher self, which is one. There's only his higher self. There's only one. So really nothing has changed in that sense. But it's not that he's actually, the way that he thinks of it is that there is me with my column of light right here. And there's you with your column of light right there. So I'm connecting with your column of light, you know, through my higher self. I'm connected with yours. That's never how it's worked. A lot of healers do this. They think that they're connecting with your energy. They're identifying your energy, of course, in that sense, in a very 3D way or in a very individualistic way. That's what we're doing. But the truth is, what are we really doing? It's we're connecting with you all. And so really you're affecting, so even when you're doing a healing on somebody, you're not just healing this person, you really are sending your energy out. You're healing the entire collective. You're healing everybody. It's just that this person, you know, this person is open to it. That's why they will see a benefit, because they came to see you and they were laughing here. So they know their higher self is on board saying, let's go see this person so I can get this resolved, right? And I mean, somebody could be going to see George and not get any results, because even though they think they have to do this, the higher self really doesn't want any result, or the person is resisting it. So long story short, really, the reason he still feels the same and he thinks it's because he's connected to the higher self of the person is because really from the beginning, from always, all he's doing is going inside and creating this light, creating this energy that really affects the whole. That's what he's doing. So yeah, he's connecting to his own. Of course, he's connecting to every other higher self in the multiverse, but it's not necessarily connecting to the higher self of the person. The higher self of the person may be on an alien ship, and it has nothing to do with that body anymore. I thought this was mind-blowing, totally makes sense to me, but I thought it was incredible. So I'm so glad that that question came up, actually. All right. So Lorraine, thank you. Okay, this is a question from me, Lorraine. You had said that animals don't forget their 25th dimensional selves and that they don't have a veil. So why do so many animals get sick? So many are getting cancer and other illnesses like diabetes, diseases we associate with humans in the 3D world. But if they're so connected to truth, why is this? Me. Because they also want to have experiences, and experiences that we consider to be negative, animals don't necessarily think of them the way we think of them, because again, they have no veil. They understand how things work. They realize that in order for them to have an experience, unfortunately, these are the choices available here for them. And so this is what it is. And many times they pass away because they're ready. They're ready to go. So they will make, just like we do, they will make something happen to the NPC, to the body. So it's not that we think of the premise of this question is that that's a bad thing. They're getting sick or getting cancer or passing away are bad things. That if you were in touch, if you were truly conscious, you wouldn't have happened. But that's not the case. We want ways out of here, and we want to experience certain things. We want to learn, and we're always leery of using the word learn because people here, believe in ascension. They think learning is going to make you better. It's not about learning to make you better. It's about having the experience. It's like saying that I want to learn to play volleyball. You're laughing. It's not that I'm going to be a better person. I simply decided that it looks fun. Let me go and try and see how it feels to play volleyball. That's what I mean by learning. And same with animals. Now, we've said, again, certain things that are available here are not available on other planets because a lot of other essences think these are very low vibration. Getting cancer is very low vibration. I don't want to deal with that. They're going to have other types of experiences. Unfortunately, here, again, these low vibrational choices are available. Most of the choices that are available here are low vibrational. And so animals, what choices do they have? This is what's available here, and therefore this is what they do as well. They're very aware. They don't judge things the way we do. So an animal with cancer may not feel the same way that Clea felt when she had cancer. That's the difference. The animal is under no misunderstanding that this is happening for any other reason, that this is what is happening, because this is how it is. This is what it wants, or it's fine. It's what it is. We as people, we resist. We complain, we bemoan, etc., etc., etc. And Clea has done more than her fair share of that. So again, we don't feel the same way about these things. Animals don't feel the same way, despite everything they've gone through here, in spite of everything they've been subjected to here, especially, the experimentation on them, etc. They don't feel the same way we do about these things, which doesn't mean their bodies enjoy the experience, doesn't mean they don't suffer. It doesn't mean that they would rather not be doing something else. They're much more at peace. They're much less, they're not judgmental. They're not like us. Lorraine, I love the concept that these are the options they have, and so they're choosing amongst what's offered. It's brilliant. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.